Close your eyes, please. So friends, today we shall discuss something, a statement which in the long time of almost 50 years I have been involved with this, sharing this knowledge. Most people ask this question. That is, I know this, I'm learning the scriptures, I study these things, but I don't have the experience of it. People may talk, but they don't have the experience. And almost everybody is diffident about it. By chance somebody says, I have understood. He says, no, what have you understood? You only know the words. Have you have the direct experience? This is the question everybody asks. The other day, when I was in a place just thinking about it because somebody asked a question, I was surprised as to how simple it is. In fact, the so-called experience of the self, people call it enlightenment, awakening, associating some burst of light, some expanding universe, so many different types of things. In fact, friends, it is something so simple, so beautiful, so inescapable. We cannot escape being ourselves. You want to name it experience? Choice is yours. Think of it. Is there a little ting-ting sound is coming? Okay? Yes. First, understand that word experience, okay? Very simple. Experiencing something is continuous, non-stop, inescapable. To experience anything, please see friends, who experiences? This is a flower. There are so many sounds, touches, taste, smell, sights. Please go step by step, see it very, very clearly. And not only this tiny little flower, but think of the whole earth, the entire ashram, Tamil Nadu state, Indian country, Asian continent, the planet Earth, the solar system, galaxies, and the whole macrocosmic gross universe. Think of it. There is no such thing in this universe, starting with your little flower. Nobody or nothing demands to be experienced. Nothing demands to be experienced. Beginning from the tiny flower to a whisper, to a country or a continent, the stars or galaxies, nothing demands to be experienced. Yet, that does not prevent us from experiencing the universe. And when we say experiencing, what does it mean? Seeing the flower. Seeing is an experiencing. Hearing a sound. Hearing also is an experiencing. I have the experience of seeing through the eyes, listening through the ears, tasting through the tongue, smelling through the nose, and the most beautiful and the surprising thing is, so beautiful it is, as even the flower doesn't demand to be experienced. You take anything and you go on, when you are thinking, you take anything. Okay, I'm just giving you one example. I can just go on telling everything, sound, touch, smell, please. As when this flower doesn't demand to be experienced, the flower is there. The flower doesn't demand to be experienced. The eyes neither demand to experience nor demands to be experienced. As simple. The flower does not demand to be experienced. It will not feel neglected if you don't pluck it and smell it and touch it. Your senses, your eyes, your ears, your tongue, your nose, your skin, neither they demand to experience, because through the eyes you see, and seeing is an experience. Listening is an experience. Have you listened to the fall of Niagara? Have you listened to the sound of Niagara Fall? Have you listened to the sound of a particular musical instrument? We shall say no, I have not experienced. You might not have experienced a particular sound, but are you not experiencing listening? You might not have experienced a particular form or a color. You sit down and do it for yourself. Friends, if you really want to see that. You might not have seen a particular color or a particular object, but have you stopped experiencing the seeing? Seeing is continuous, and seeing is an experiencing. Listening is continuous, yet listening also is an experiencing. But friends, listen carefully. This experiencing, seeing is continuous from the birth. But this experiencing, the seeing is possible only if the eyes are functional. The child is born with the eyes, healthy eyes. Seeing continues. 2-year-old became blind, God forbid, became blind. He shall stop seeing. No more seeing is an experiencing. But that he was experiencing the seeing, and now he is experiencing not seeing, that is continuous. You are 15-year-old, 20-year-old. You are proud. I can see everything, I can touch everything, I can taste everything, I can smell everything. Suddenly you see your hearing is dropping. The nervous disorder has begun. Can't hear. The sounds are there. They are not demanding to be experienced. The ears are there. They don't demand to experience the sounds. Neither the ears demand to be experienced. But as time passes, If it so happens, the ears start losing their capacity, the eyes start losing their capacity, a time will come you are deaf or blind. So you no more can experience listening to a sound, hearing a sound, or seeing a form or a color. But you can't stop experiencing not hearing and not seeing. That means what? The experiencing continues. So when you say the experiencing continues, what is that the experiencing? Start again. The flowers are here. Until we are born, listen carefully, until you are born with a body, can you start experiencing the universe? When the body is born, healthy body, with eyes, all the five sense organs intact, the moment the child is born, that time child doesn't know, but he shall start experiencing, right or wrong? He shall start experiencing. As you are growing up, what all you see or hear, those becomes thoughts. And you start experiencing your thoughts. That is a very slow process. The child is not aware of a thought as such. Remember your own childhood. But because you are not aware of your thoughts, that does not mean you are not experiencing. Are you getting that point, please? You must see it very clearly. Please observe it. You must see it very clearly. You are experiencing it. With your eyes, you see the flower. Suppose the flowers go away, it will not mean that you are not seeing anything anymore. The flowers can go, anything can go, but you shall see whatever is available in the creation. If the eyes start dwindling, the power, eyes become blind, you shall not see the flower. But you cannot stop experiencing the thought of the flower. Because the thoughts are something, listen carefully, thoughts are subtle, sukshma. Thoughts are subtle. Thoughts, in the thought universe, our sense organs have no access. The thought of the flower cannot be seen, cannot be heard, cannot be touched, cannot be tasted. Cannot be smelt. The five sense organs, suppose you lose, but still you shall experience your thoughts. Are you getting that point, please? Can you stop experiencing the thought? When you say you are experiencing the thought, what does it mean? You know your thought. Bring in that word. You continue to know your thought. If you seeing with your eyes and experiencing, listening with your ears is an experiencing of a different kind. Touching, tasting, smelling are experiences of different kinds. Knowing the thought also is an experience of different kind. Because knowing is not the function of the eyes, ears and touch. Are you getting that point? Seeing is an experiencing with your eyes. Not seeing is an experiencing when your eyes are gone. But knowing that the eyes see and knowing that the eyes do not see, continuous. Right or wrong? Knowing that the ears hearing and knowing that the ears not hearing, I am losing my ear, capacity to hear, that is continuous. If seeing is an experiencing at the level of the eyes, hearing is an experiencing at the level of the ear, touching is an experiencing at the level of the skin, smelling is an experiencing at the level of the nose, tasting is an experiencing at the level of your tongue, knowing is experiencing at the level of consciousness. What is the knowing principle? Go into your brain, close your eyes. Your thoughts cannot be seen, heard, touched, tasted, smelt. But still you are experiencing it. It's not a seeing experience, not a touching experience, not a tasting experience, a knowing experience. That is why sense organs cannot ever see or hear or taste or touch or smell. It cannot be seen. It cannot be heard. Why? Because the self-consciousness, asabdam, asparsham, arupam, arasam, agandham, is not a sound to be heard. Is neither the sound in the outside world, nor it is the memory of a sound in your thought universe. Consciousness is not a form in the outside world, nor it is a memory in your thought universe. Mahadeva. Consciousness, the self, is not a sight or a taste or a touch in the outside world, nor it is a thought, impression, memory in your thought universe. You can never escape knowing, experiencing the presence of the thought, absence of the thought. The presence of a sensation, absence of a sensation. The presence of a perception, the absence of a perception. The presence of the object or the absence of the object. Inescapable. Are you getting that point? Do you really see? Don't try to sit down there and watch some light to flash and the sounds to explode and some land under your feet must disappearing, some type of a funny, so-called mysterious, mystical experience, nothing doing. As simple as the space. Listen carefully, friends. Do not ever you can say that I don't experience. Understand? Experiencing never stops. That is why you call it as the anubhava. We shall see that. Experiencing never stops. Seeing as an experience can begin and end. Seeing as something can begin and end. That object can go away. What you see can go begin and end. That by which you are seeing, your eyes, that seeing can begin and end. Are you getting that point, please? Because it depends on the condition of the sense organs. The eyes start losing their capacity. Ears start losing its capacity. The smell, taste, they can lose their capacity. But experiencing, Seeing, hearing, touching, tasting, or not hearing, not touching, not tasting can never stop. A thought can begin and go. Once at a thought level, the impressions level, sense organs have no access. Sense organs have no access to the thought universe, but you have access. Because in you, thoughts happen. And how does it happen? Experiencing. My mind is going like this, Suddenly so many thoughts have come. How do you know that? That knowing power, principle. This is something already existing. And that is why, friends, this self, this I, the consciousness, is not to be experienced. It is already the anubhava swarupa. It is exist always there. That is why, if you want to understand the word anubhava or experiencing, you can make it beautiful there. Anu, bhava. Bhavati, anubhavati. You are bhavami, you are. Bhu, bhav, to be, to become, to be. You are always there. Anu, paschat bhavati. Anubhava means seeing. First you are anu, first you are bhavati, first you are, then anubhava, then paschat. After that you see, after that you hear. Seeing, hearing, touching, tasting depends upon the sense organs. Your being conscious doesn't depend upon the sense organs, sense objects, or any thought. So in the word anubhava, experiencing, you are first bhavami, then only anubhavami. I experience. How do I experience? I am, therefore I experience. I am conscious, therefore conscious of the memories, conscious of the perception, conscious of the sensation, conscious of the different types of objects in the whole macrocosmic universe. The moment you close your eyes, your world can be dismissed. If you lose your ear, the sound world can be dismissed. With the five sense organs gone, the five sense organs, you have no access to the five sense organ world sense-wise. But your thoughts will not be dismissed because your sense organs have gone. Whatever you have perceived, those experiences are recorded as a thought experience. Emotion experience, because in your head, those little thoughts, thought by thought, emotions have been built, memories have been built, word by word, epics have been written, conflicts have been raised, conditionings have been strong. You understand your inner universe. Everything going on. If today the world is suffering from this COVID, this war in Ukraine and all that stuff, First World War, Second World War, Third, as many wars and conquests have happened in this name of these things. Where did it happen? It started with your mind in a thought. One thought, I want to experience everything. Even if you don't want, experiencing is continuous. Experiencing anubhava is continuous. But you, the I thought comes and says, I want to see, only hear, only taste, only touch. Who is doing that? Particularized experience. Who wants it? This I thought. And that is something goes on changing. What you see goes on changing. That you see, seeing as an experiencing, doesn't change immediately. But that also is changing. Seeing as an experiencing also changing. Because bright, dull, blindness, these conditions can happen. Go into your thought world, thoughts are existing, simple thought. Then built-ups, vishayan dhayato pumsa, sangha upajayat, sangat kama. You like, dislike, dwelling upon the thought, building emotions thought by thought by thought by thought, all happening inside. And you are experiencing it, conscious. Forgotten. You say, oh, I forgot. Thoughts are no more coming. Deleted. Experiencing. Can you stop experiencing? See that point, friends. Because you are not recognizing that, does it mean that thing doesn't exist? Think. This earth has got a gravity, what I call Madhyakarshana Shakti. The power because of which everything comes down. We are walking because of that, or it will fly off. We don't recognize it. That power is existing or not existing. The scientist did not create it. One person started thinking why things are coming down, why they are not going up. Then he saw when the earth is on the continuous move, right? When we did not recognize that the earth is moving, was it continue to move or not? Your experiences are continuous, sir. What you are experiencing, how you are experiencing, you may have to discover. But that you are experiencing is inescapable. And experiencing means what? Knowing. That knowing is a confusing word. What do people say? I know, but I have no experience. Because what is that knowing? Knowing means you see the flower. Is it not knowing? Knowing the seeing is also knowing, no? Knowing that you see the flower is knowing. You know there is a thought of the flower, knowing. But still, because you have not named it, we say, I am ignorant of the flower. Because the thought has not been, the object has not been named. Vritti jnanam is not there. Are you getting that point, please? True to the perception, the thought goes away. Just like, we are continuously experiencing. Listen carefully, friends, it's powerful. We are continuously, as you are walking down, we are continuously knowing. But we are not naming. That you are still ignorant. To be conscious, you don't have to name anything. Are you getting that point? To be conscious, you don't have to name anything. To be conscious of the universe, what should you name? For Vyavahara? Mahadeva, are you understanding? That is why it doesn't matter whether you are an uneducated person, highly educated person, knowing is same. One person discovered the power of gravity. Using that power of gravity, and discovery is something to go against the power of gravity, this person may land in moon, Mars, anywhere. But he is simply conscious. I have not gone to moon and Mars. I am in my village. I climb my tree for picking the fruit. I throw a net in the water for catching my fish. I go to the in the mountains to collect something. Conscious. The other person has gone to moon, Mars, galaxy. We are comparing people for what they know, and that they know is an incomparable, inescapable being. You cannot have the sense of superiority, inferiority there. I know one thing, you know 1,000 things. So what? Die you shall. When your sense organs start failing you, when your thoughts start failing you, what happens? You may be the governor, you may be the king, you may be the emperor, you may be the incarnation, prophet, Messiah. Your body shall dwindle. Your capacity to see, hear, taste all shall dwindle. But what shall not dwindle is who you are. So in that, friends, the entire humanity and the entire macrocosmic universe, everything is one and the same. You cannot have that sense of superiority. You cannot have a sense of inferiority. Think, friends. In knowing there is no competition. What you know, there is a competition. So, the anubhava, bhavami, I am, the consciousness is, and therefore anu paschat, there is a thought. So, thinking is an experiencing, emotions are experiencing, sense organs are experiencing, seeing, hearing, touching, can't see, can't hear, can't touch. Only see my village. I have not gone to see the whole Indian subcontinent. I have not seen Himalayas. Misery. Misery because what you have seen, not seen. Because our world has been like that. What you have experienced is more important than that by which you are experiencing. No, friends, you must think. Get out of the stupid conditioning. Oh, he is a PhD. My foot. Who is killing people? Educated people. As somebody so nicely wrote, after the Second World War and the Nazi concentration camp, the person, I don't know where I kept that little write-up. He said, there I saw, who are the people who are torturing everybody? People who are college educated, university educated, smart youngsters, conditioned by one particular type of thinking. They were the people who are punishing. Now yesterday, there on the Ukraine one particular railway station, thousands of people are pushing each other to get into train, and that is the time when missile has fallen there. At once 150 people are dead. Who is doing it? Think, friends. Educated people. Because there is a sense of superiority. Person who has the earth which doesn't belong to anybody, little earth there, 1 acre, 2 acre, 1,000 acre, killing each other. This little stupid money which are artificially printed, a notion is given, I promise to pay the bearer the sum of rupees this. Whoever has got those papers more rich, even though uneducated, stupid, drunk, addict. You are looking down upon the embodiment of consciousness. Human beings, trees, animals. For my greed, I can cut down all the trees, dig up the whole earth, finish the fossil fuel. What are you doing? All because I want to experience more than you. It doesn't stop with the material universe. The religious universe is horrible because each so-called religious mystic or mistakes, talking about their experience, I sat on a stone, I dig up a hole, suddenly lights came through. Rainbows got into my mouth. Everything filled by light. I forgot everything for 20 days. The stone is sitting down there forgetting everything for a million years. What has happened to him? It is not something to be laughed at, friends. You must see it. It is not an experience to happen. It is already experiencing in whose presence anything happens. That is why being yourself is not an happening. It is not a sensation. Don't wait for something to happen. To see something must happen. The capacity to see is already there. Nobody gives it to us. Please, friends, think. Because you are a prince, you are a king, can you see more than what the ordinary person sees? Because you are a very highly educated person, can your seeing by your eyes are anyway different from the ordinary person? Your thinking is extraordinary. How you use your thoughts, discoveries, that's a different thing. But please think, friends, knowing capacity, anubhava, you are continuously, please, if you are, the flower doesn't demand to experienced. The flower doesn't demand to be experienced. Until a person comes, experiencing has not started. Are you getting that point? Until a person comes, experiencing has not started. Because who is there to experience the universe? Seeing, hearing, tasting, touching has not started until the person is born. And once that experiencing started, the thoughts also come. And when you say I am experiencing, what does it mean? The thought is coming. How do you say thought is coming? Because you are experiencing, the thoughts are coming. So the experience, always there. With the body and mind, experiencing, seeing, hearing, tasting, touching, thinking begins. But being conscious, knowing, which you can say anubhava swarupa, is the nature of experience as such. Are you getting that point? I'm seeing this flower, experiencing this flower. Now the flower is gone, but experiencing continues. If I say seeing the flower, and seeing is an experiencing, when the flower goes away, seeing continues, experiencing continues. When I close my eyes, seeing discontinued, experiencing, not seeing continues. That experiencing, not seeing means what? Knowing, eyes were seeing, now knowing, eyes don't see. Knowing, the thoughts are created, knowing, the thoughts are gone. That knowing, on what sense organ does it depend? On what thoughts does it depend? Already there. That is why we call it as the Jnana Shakti. Like Madhyakarshana Shakti, the power of gravity is there. We are continuously using it, but you don't know it. Because you don't know it, it doesn't exist. Jnana Shakti is continuous. Three Shaktis you have talked. Jnana Shakti, Ichha Shakti, Kriya Shakti. Beautiful. Kriya Shakti means the power to act. Acting is possible if the body is there. Without body, act. Act what? Walk, talk, move, climb, run, kill, get killed. Oh, how beautiful Kriya Shakti you are using. Think of friends. Killing each other. Using your Kriya Shakti to kill each other. Mahadeva. Using the Kriya Shakti to offend, to humiliate, power to speak, Kriya Shakti. All the organs of action, to speak, to lift, Vak, Pani, Pada, Payu, Upastha. To speak, Kriya Shakti. To lift hands, walk, legs, procreate, defecate. What are you using it? Thousands of people are raped, boys, girls, men, women, destroyed. How? Kriya Shakti. So, only physical abuse or physically torturing somebody is the raping the person or destroying. No, you are subtle in the thought, you are raping the image of a person. Raping the sense of respect, dignity, divinity. You are taking away the divinity out of a person. In the name of belief, if you deny the person his own natural, native state of all-pervasiveness, which is the nature of Anubhava Swarupa, what are you doing? You have dismissed him. You have raped his image. Very powerful word, friend, very powerful symbol. Think of it. You are a very rich man, and I say you are a poor man, you are do this, do this, do this. What am I doing? Worshipping you? By putting you down, I want to be up. There are millions of people like that. Understand? You cannot escape Jnana Shakti. Kriya Shakti can be lost. Can't speak, can't lift my hand and leg is paralyzed. Can't walk, can't climb, can't kick, can't eat, can't procreate, can't the excretions not functioning anymore. Every one of those Kriya Shakti shall dwindle. Why? Because the Kriya Shakti doesn't dwindle, that is subtle, but the instruments are gross and the gross instrument dwindles. You understand? Right? Shakti is subtle, Sukshma. Ichha Shakti, you have a desire to will, but you can't will. If you can't will, that power to will goes away. If you can't walk, that power to walk goes away. If you can't think, the power to be conscious goes away. You understand the point? You are giving false importance to people. You are a rich man, you are a poor man, you are a black man, you are a white man, you are a green man. You are a rich, you are an aristocrat. What are you doing? All these are fields of experience, kshetra. Idam shariram kamdeya kshetram iti avidyate. Anything that is subject to this is a field to be known. Etadiyo vettitam prahu kshetragyam iti tadvidha. That is the one which knows everything. And that knowing is continuous. Getting that point, please. You cannot stop it. That is why that prayer. Tameva bhantam anubhati sarvam tasya vasa sarvamidam vibhati. Bhati, chetana, atma, bhati. It is consciousness, it illumines, it is shining. Swam mahimni tishtati, existing its own glory. Tat aham bhami. Ishvara, Chetana, bhati, sarvam anubhati, paschat bhati. Everything that shines and everything shines after it. What is shining after it has become more important than the shining eternity. What you are experiencing has become more important by that which you are experiencing. Sensation hunting. If ordinary average man in the secular limitations lose themselves in looking for 5-star experiences, resort experiences, different countries, different continents. The religious people are going ballistic. Absolutely stupid. I got this sensation, that sensation, my whole body was shivering, the whole thing was listening to the ting, 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 ting. Or some fancy lights are exploding like the lights in the a bar or a dance hall. Psychedelic. What? Ask yourself, why is it that you are missing something? Why are you missing something? Can you miss yourself? That is an explosive question. Can you miss yourself? Your life is miserable because I can see, hear, taste, touch, smell, I can see my father, my brother, my this and that, I can remember this thing, that thing. Why are you trying to be special? Infinity is absolutely ordinary. Immortality is just absolutely ordinary, like space. What is special about space? At least these guys, the fire burns, water sinks and quenches, stars, so many things. What is that? Earth holds you solid, tangible. Air, of course, without which you cannot breathe. But what about space? Akashavat, nirliptoham, like space. King has kingly space. Poor man, poor man's space. Think, friends. So looking for an experience is a huge mistake. That I know everything, but I don't have the experiences. When you say know everything, friends, please challenge yourself, look at yourself. What does it mean, knowing everything? Knowing everything means information orientation. And in that information orientation, please think of information orientation, Sabda Jnana. When you say, I know only one language, Odia, no other language I know in the world, how does it matter? How does it matter? Yes, it matters if you are going somewhere, you can't speak the language. But somebody has taken away your hand, mudra, body language. You mean to say your animals understand your spoken language? Come. First you, Then only come. Suppose you say, come. What shall you understand? What shall you understand? What your dog will understand? Come, go, dance. What nonsense. Ada. Why ada and why do you like this? Come. Why are you raising your hand? Why are you raising your hand? The body language has been given a name. Please. You are knowing it, experiencing it, experiencing a speech, experiencing your thought. Please stop the experience. Flower is here. I'm seeing. I can deny you that flower. I take away the flower. Can I deny you seeing? On a gunpoint I say, close your eyes, or else I'll take away your eyes. Okay? Are you okay? It may make you not to see the world, but inside you are da. Can a gunpoint say, don't think? Even if suppose say, stop that thinking. They may say, or you say, I'll stop my thinking. Very good. You can stop your thinking, getting involved with your thinking. I'm stopping being conscious. Try. That is the Anubhava Swarupa. bhavami. Bhavani bhavana gamya, bhavarnava kutarika, mother's thing. Bhavani. Bhava, bhavani. Be consciousness. Bhavana gamya. Two meanings you can give. Bhavana gamya. Bhavanaya gamya. Or bhavanaya agamya. Bhavana agamya. Your thoughts can remind of yourself. No thought can remind you. Bhavana gamya agamya rendu unduna. Bhavaranya kutarika. The X that cuts down the fire of the universe, of the forest of the universe. Meaning, there is nothing other than it. But cut down the experience itself. Come on. Something to experience, you need sense organs. Sound is different, touch is different, taste is different, smell is different, sight is different. To cut down that experience, you have to destroy something. Listen. That is why your eyes see, experiencing. How do you experience? I know. Chakshu is chakshu. Such as srotrasya srotram. Eye of the eye, jnana chakshu, consciousness, jnana shakti, same. Srotrasya srotram, ear of the ears, third eye. Third eye has gained acceptance everywhere. Third ear, why don't you talk about? Same thing. Third ear, third eyes, third skin or second skin. Because two eyes, 2 ears, so third. You can't say second skin, third skin. What third skin? Second skin. Skin of the skin. Tongue of the tongue, not third tongue. Call it the third eye or third ear, or the second tongue or the second nose. Adella unnuda. Same force. Anubhava, continuous. What? With different sense organs, different sense of sensation. Objects are same. I touch it, oh, very soft. I smell it, oh, very fragrant. I eat it, very tasty. Same thing. The whole universe is same. You understand? Can you wait for that experience? You have to wait for this flower to bloom, for flower to be seen. You have to wait for your eyes to be fixed, for flower to be seen. You wait for your, what? Ears to be fixed, to listen to a sound. To be conscious, what should be fixed? I'm talking about a healthy manner. If the instrument is finished off, mentally deranged, handicapped, yes, you can't do anything. You cannot create consciousness, understand? Like in the eyes, cornea is gone, you can't see. Transplant the cornea, the power to see is there, it will come out. The power is not created. Are you getting that point, please? The power is already existing. Manifestation, we are trying. Fixing of the manifestation. Correct the vision, correct the eyesight, correct the ears, correct the nose, correct the stomach. Your organs, organ transplant, not consciousness transplantation. But because you are doing that, what has happened? Business out of everything. Arey bhai, at least somebody can open a business, a hospital, because you have to have instruments, conditions and all that. Music somebody has to teach. Sight somebody has to take you for a travel. For this knowledge you should sell consciousness. And shall you make it difficult for people that you shall never experience because it is too difficult for you? How are you going to think it is easy for somebody? So sell it, right? Don't do this, do this, don't do this, do this. Consciousness, awareness, yourself. Dhyatru dhyana dheya rupa dharma dharma vivarjita. Is always in meditation. There is no dharma, adharma, no right, wrong, no good, bad. No relative things are existing in that. But don't try to do that in the outside world. Huh? No right, wrong, I can go right side, I can go left side, you can die, you can kill others also. That's a relative thing. But yourself being immortal, absolute, what should you do? Shall you look for experience? I have the knowledge, but I don't have the experience. It's just the other way around, sir. Everybody all the time experiencing himself. Even if we are not knowing there is a power of gravity, we are still using it. Even if we don't know that the earth is moving, earth is continuously moving. You discover its movement, you don't create its movement. The sun is steady. Sun is steady from its solar system standpoint, the sun is also rotating around itself. The whole universe is on the move. Yet you can say if it is steady, choice is yours. Tadejati tannejati, that moves, that doesn't move. Taddure tadavantige, look for it, is far away. But it is always with yourself. You are. Anubhava Swarupa. That is why, friends, our scriptures are fantastic. You know that I'll continue this particular topic. I wish you could be there tomorrow, yesterday, or what, it doesn't matter. But we'll continue, friends. There are three things that we call, no? Shruti, Yukti, Anubhava. Unfortunately, not unfortunately, we have been doing that, Shruti, Yukti, Anubhava. In fact, Shruti is not the beginning, understand. You should begin at Anubhava, Yukti, Shruti. Shruti is a book. Words are there. Yes, you can also accept Apaurushaya Vishaya. If since there is a creation, creator, total mind, yes, it can reveal itself. We will not dismiss it. We have no business to dismiss anything. Understand ourselves. But for average person, how our life begins? Physics, understand, is a science. Who created physics? Who established physics? Who is the founder of physics? Who is the founder of chemistry? Who is the founder of mathematics? Thought gathering. A science grows up in time. Anubhava, experiencing something, begins for everybody as a child. I thought I am only seeing, or hearing, or touching, or smelling. Then I start thinking, how do I see? Oh, with the eyes I am seeing colors. Okay. How does the thought come? True to the perception, thought comes. Some people will stop at that level. Some people will stop at that level. Just like in the Upanishad it is there. Please see. Because all of you know that. It's like when the Bhrigu goes to Varuna, Varuni go to Varuna, his father, what did he do? Takes level to level. Yato va imani bhutani jayante ye na jatani jivanti yat prayantya visham visantiti. That by which everything is born, by which everything is sustained, onto which everything goes back. That is the reality consciousness, Anubhava Sarupa Chitta Brahma, that reality. But before that, you can go straight to the Anubhava Swarupa, consciousness, which what you are experiencing is more real to us. So what did he say? Anna deva khalu imani bhutani jayante, anne najatani jivanti, annam prayantya visham visantiti. Everything is sustained by anna, material, food, everything. The whole universe, material object. By that it is sustained. Onto that it goes back. Elements, elementals. One fellow goes there and he says, true, everything there. So he goes back with an idea that this material universe is the reality. Like a Charvaka. Yavat jive sukam jivet, runam kutva kutam pivet, bhasmi bhutasya dehasya punaragamanam kutah. true. As long as you are born, enjoy happily. After that, when it goes back, have you seen anybody coming back? One fellow happily goes out. Another person, no. This is their annam, this is food, but I am breathing. Pranic activity is there. Pranena. Pranadhyeva kalimani bhutani jayante pranena jatani jivanti pranam prayanti avishambhisanditi. Prana force. From your body, you come to prana. Manasayeva. He said that prana manaso yeva itani bhutani jayante. Okay, mana pravish prayanti avishambhisanditi. Just to see that, mind. Then buddhi. Go. Vijnanadhyeva, then buddhi, thoughts. Anandadhyeva kalimani bhutani jayante, anandena jatani jivanti, anandam prayanti avishambhishanti. Goes into that. After that, after every thought, there is one fellow or other, that is there. Bhrugu goes on thinking, one person thinking like that. Suppose you are teaching a group of people, some fellow will drop out at anna level, body level. They have known the truth. Some people drop at the prana level. Some people drop at the mana level. Some people drop at the, buddhi level. Different type of thought level. One fellow, and every time, but one person, he sees that is not true. That so punareva varunam pitaram upasasara. He thought over it. Anna is not truth. Go to prana, go to mana, go to buddhi, and anandadhyev khalimani bhutani jayante, anandena jatani jivanti, anandam prayanti savishanti. Saisha bhargavi varuna vidyana punareva varunam pitaram upasasara. He didn't come back. So anubhava. Yukti comes, from the experience comes your yukti as to why it is not. Everybody experiences earth is flat, but somebody from that anubhava questioned his experience and he said it cannot be. The earth is rotating because when you are seeing the ship is coming, the mast is going down. That means this fellow is moving. So many things we have learned, all that stuff. So logic comes after that. Not that first you understand the Brahman, then you create logic around it. How can you understand the invisible first? From the known. Annam Brahma, Pranam Brahma, Mano, Vijnana, Ananda, Deva Kalimani Bhutani, Anandena Jatani Jivanti. All these are anubhati. These are all anubhava. Aham bhava, bhavani. Are you getting that point? The universe is anubhava. Anubhava swarupa. This is anubhava swarupa. It can be experienced. Object of experience. Object of perception. Bhavani, bhava, chetana, consciousness. The experience is not an object of experience. In its presence, everything is objectified. Tadeva brahmatvam viddhina idam yad idam iti upasate. Understand that to be yourself, which can never be objectified as this. Always there. Can you escape? Because you are lost in the object of your experiences, you want to escape from the object of experience. Because you have made yourself a prisoner of that. You want to escape from your mind, escape from your thought, escape from your ideas. So the person creates a conditioning and says, I shall release you, like the politicians or the so-called ugly people. They will create your problem, will solve your problem. What nonsense. That is why, what the Upanishad teacher says, the student who starts thinking, tell me something by knowing which everything is ajulana. Yasmin vijñāte sarva vida vijñātam bhavati syāt. Because this bhavam, bhava, to be, to become, this thing is the content of every anubhava. Are you getting that point? Consciousness is the content of every experience. In seeing it is there, in touching it is there, in tasting it is there, in smelling it is there. Oh Mahadeva, are you getting that? Vishayananda Brahmananda. In every sensation it is there, in every pain it is anxiety, in everything it is there. Dukkhamba, Sukhamba, Ragadvesha, doesn't matter. In every perception it is there, in every experience there, in every thought it is there. Nothing can exist without it. All inclusive, Nitya Sarvagata Sthanu Achaloyam Sanatana. All pervasive. How can you escape? All these things, if you write it down, each person had his own level of experience and write down, then you reach a point where you cannot go beyond. So that is Shruti. Yasmin Vijnate, knowing which everything is as well known. After that, after infinity, what? Veda Anta, end of knowledge, consciousness. Finished yourself. This knowledge is for whom? Everybody. Because you are the embodiment of that knowledge. History, physics, chemistry, mathematics, touch, taste, smell, sight is not for everybody. That is why everybody wants to be special. I am a great cook, I am a great singer, I am a great taster, smeller, toucher, nonsense. I have seen this, I have heard this. Keep you what you have heard and seen with yourself. What do you want to become? Shall you like to have your eyes, or you shall sacrifice your eyes for the sight? What will you do? Will you like to sacrifice your eyes for the sight? Take me to London or take my eyes out. Take me to Himalayas and polar region or take my eyes out. Will you do that? What shall you say? Keep my eyes, let this nonsense pole go to pole. I don't care. Your thinking I shall remove. Or your sense organs you can lose. Which one you shall say lose? Keep my eyes but make me mad, right? By chance it a disease comes which takes up a sense organ or completely drives you crazy. Which one you will keep? Mind. Let the thoughts be there. But consciousness must be sacrificed. If consciousness is sacrificed, knowing what? Lucky, nobody can take it away from you. No dictator, no tyrant, no criminal, no marauder, no invader. Nobody can take it away. Only gentle, manipulative, educated minds can do that nonsense. Understand, friends? The religion is so smooth, very smooth talking, smooth thing. Tell the truth. To speak the truth, you must be the truth. Can you ever deny this to anybody? How can you deny? You cannot confuse and deny. Or else your heart will bleed. Come on, you are that, don't talk nonsense. Logically I shall destroy you, so that you shall be eternally alive. Your ignorance will be taken away. You can't keep it. With the sunshine in your head, can you look for light, darkness? Relative ignorance and knowledge, nobody can take away. That ignorance will be there. Relative ignorance is never ending. How many things to know? Never ending. Knowledge also never ending. The more you know, the more you know how you do not know, how much you do not know, and how much more to be known. Consciousness, Vedanta, end of knowledge. Yasmin Vijnate, Sarvavidam Vijnatam Bhavati. Knowing which everything is as well known. And also, understand, friend, with that I shall finish for the day. Vijnataramare kena vijaniyat. That in whose presence you know everything, who is to know that? Eyes can know few things, you know the eyes. Your thoughts will remind you of something, you will use your thought to remember something. In whose presence thought is known, object is known, whole world is known. Who is there to see it? Using it, you are conscious of something. Can somebody say, I'm unconscious? Who shall be there to see it? Know it. You are the knowledge itself. Jnana Swarupa. Aham asmi. Sada bhami. Always there, ever existing. Therefore, friends, this anubhava, experience is always with everybody. If you don't know it, don't open your mouth and destroy people. Together we can destroy each other. So I'm destroyed, you are destroyed, so we both can be miserable. So at least there is somebody to cry in my misery. No, don't do that. If you don't know, shut up your mouth. Close your every tongue, thing. Every trick has got an institution around it, book around it. All that for what? What book shall you need? The person himself is the book. Himself is the knowledge. In your every perception, every thought, everything, you alone are. Nobody can take it away. So shall you wait for experiencing? You can wait for experiencing, close your eyes. You can wait for experiencing a sound, a touch, a taste, a smell. Morning, evening, dawn and dusk. You can wait for experiencing your youth, your adult age, your old age. You can wait for experiencing a sensation of some kind. You can wait for picking up a thought. Wait for developing or creating an emotion. You can't wait to be conscious. First, bhavami. They call it masculine, bhava. Feminine, bhavani. Name it. Ishvara, Shiva, Brahma. All the meanings are same. Bhavani, Shivani. Those names are not required. Even if you don't name it, the gravity holds you. Even if you don't know it, the spinning universe sustains us. Even if you don't know it. Consciousness, self, awareness, chetana, eternal, all-pervasive, inseparable part, all-inclusive. And lucky to be born to this tradition, where the Shruti, all this collected wisdom existing. And all the Sarve Vedayat Padamamananti, all the Vedas talk about it. All practices lead towards that. Be the self. At all times, all places, all conditions. So remember that word, anubhava. First bhava, be, bhavami. So what you experience are important, but not more important than that by whose presence yourself, you are conscious of everything, name it sensations, perceptions, thoughts of any kind. You can't escape being the self. Thank you, friends. Thank you. That's why the camps are excellent, because nothing else to do.